Hello everyone, it's Dragana from Saacibo. I hope you all well and ready to do some serious crafting. In one of my previous videos, I created these covers with my digital kit called Forest Whispers, and I think they turned out really cute. Alright, there's that one and this one. For the covers I used printouts of the masterboards, and for the back and the inside I used one of the background pages, so they're not the same, each one has a different inner piece. And I think for the back I used the same paper. Okay, I added some fabric, lace and stitched all around, and I put some varnish on top to protect the covers, and I think they turned out really nice. So today I want to add some papers to them, so I will choose one. I choose this one, and I'll show you how I actually make signatures for these covers only using the digital kit. Before we do anything, we need to check what size of paper we're going to use. The cover is 20 centimeters or 8 inches by 13.5 centimeters or 5.3 inches. The spine is 5 centimeters or 1.8 inches. I've decided to put 3 signatures, and I chose papers from the pack, and I try to mix them and arrange them in a way that they are not the same in each signature. So I'll show you what I mean. Each signature has a different cover, and that cover page is printed on a thicker paper, which is 180 GSM, similar thickness to scrapbooking paper. I chose 3 different designs for each signature cover just to have a bit of variety, and that's the cover. So we're going to have that one and this one and then that one. I wanted to have this one in the middle. I didn't want to have it first or the second, so because I don't want to repeat that pattern immediately. I just want it in the middle. Alright, so all the papers have a different inner design. Again, a variety. The rest of the pages were printed on 100 GSM paper, which is slightly thicker than your ordinary copy paper. You can certainly print on copy paper, that's fine, but because I wanted to print on both sides and I wanted a paper that is a bit more durable, because I'm going to be adding a lot of things inside, I printed it on 100 GSM. The same principle goes for all the papers as I mentioned for the signature covers. I kind of printed and arranged them in a way that they're not the same, if you know what I mean. So we have a pattern here, and that's the pattern, and that's the pattern, so slightly different. So we turn the page. Now here we have this writing page, that writing page, and the plain writing page. And again we have some pattern showing. I think it's probably the same for each one, with some just plain tea dyed. And we turn, there's a writing spot. Okay, we have a bird here. So that's the middle of each signature. Okay. So there's 8 pages and a cover, totaling 9 pages in each. This one I already cut. I actually thought I was cutting on camera, but I realized I've forgotten to turn on the camera, so I'm doing this again actually from start. So I basically measure this area between the stitches, which is 19.3, and from here to there 13 centimeters. Okay, so basically 5 millimeters in from the size of the cover, and now then it fits really nice. Okay, so let's do the same for these signatures. Let me just get my cutting mat. I will use this one as the guide. I just want to make sure that all the pages are facing the right way. Yeah, they seem to be. Okay, so just cut this side. So what you do this, line it up here, and make sure that mark you made is right where the line is. This needs to be very sharp, and then you always cut towards the middle, and you just do it gently. It's important not to rush this process. There you go, that's one side. Now let's do the other one. Looks good. I will do this one and I'll be back. I cut all three of the signatures to size. There they are. And when I put them in, they look really nice. So these are our basic pages. If you want, you can always add more pages to these, like if you have some real tea-dyed papers, some book pages, a music sheet, other digitals that you might have, and you know, make it your own unique combination of papers. But for the sake of this presentation, I will just stick to the pages that I've already made. And besides, I have a lot of ephemera prepared for this journal, so I don't want to put too many pages and then I won't be able to close the book. It happens to me quite often. Alright, the offcuts here go into my scrap pile. I actually like to make my own handmade paper, so I never throw these away. I just put them in the bin. Once it's full, I do a batch of handmade paper with it. Okay, so if you want to add sewing and other bits and pieces to your journal, it's best to do that now before you actually bind the book, because once it's all like sewn in, it's gonna be hard to actually take it to your sewing machine. So if you plan on doing anything like that, it's best if you do it now before you actually put the book together. The way I do the next step is by creating a little template like this. This is from another journal, but I'm going to make one just for this one. I tend to keep those because if I make another journal which is the same size, I can always reuse. So you see, I have several. Some are thicker, some are thinner, longer, shorter. So I tend to keep them all in case I make another journal the same size. So I'll just grab some cardstock. Just check on this side. Yep. I go from the end of the stitch to the other end. Okay. So now I need to find the middle. And a middle here. And I mark about 3 centimeters from top and bottom. That would be like 1¼ inches. The easiest way to decide where you want those other 2 holes is by getting your signatures together and just, you know, placing them gently over these lines, and it will show you where approximately you want those lines. See? So roughly 1/3 of that space. So if you have 21 millimeters here, divided by 3, you get 7. So you get you mark from here to here to 14. So it's 7, 7, 7, and you basically divide that by 3, and you mark where 1/3 is here from that end. And the same goes for here. And then you draw another line and one on this side. Okay. I've got one of those sponges. I normally put that down, and I get the cover. Make sure that is in the right spot, and just pin it to the cover, and then one of those tools, so you basically just make holes in it. Lift it up and you just push a bit further. Okay. Yep. They are showing through just right. I always start from the third one and work my way to the first one. So the way I do this next step is I open the middle and I place that there. Again. Just to hold it in place. You center it so that you have the same, if it doesn't go all the way to the edge of the paper, just center it. Okay. And then you poke holes. You line your tool with this line, you close it, and you push through like that. So the same goes to here. So there are the holes. I still leave this as is, and you get your needle and your thread. I have two different thicknesses of wax thread. I've got this thinner one, which is kind of like yellowish color, and the grey one. I'm just thinking which one would look better in this journal. I actually don't like how any of them look, but I don't have any other ones, and I don't want to use embroidery floss. I think I'm going to use this one, but I'll actually double it because it's quite thin. So I will do the 3 pamphlet stitch. I don't know if I mentioned that. So you need 3 lengths of the journal, but because I'm gonna do double, I'll just actually do the 6 lengths. Alright. And I take the needle all the way to the center of this thread, like that. Okay. So I start from the center. So I push through here and through there. But because I don't want to catch this one in, I'll just make sure that I don't catch the lace at the back. Don't pull too much because it will just go through and you'll have to repeat the process. So now I have to find this bit here. I keep it very loose while I'm doing this, so much easier. You put that one there, and then you go over to the other side and you go through this one again. To make sure I don't go through the lace. Here. Now we don't need these anymore. It's just one more thing you have to find again, that middle, put it through and then through the middle here. So you take that, so before you cut or tie, just make sure everything is nice and tight and that it sits. Alright, it happened to me before that I actually sewn in the signature upside down. You know, sometimes you just do it and you don't think, and then you have to redo it. So here I didn't want the thread showing, so that's the only thing that actually made it a little bit more difficult than it normally is, but it's quite simple process. Alright, so with this end you have this thread and those two on either side, and you just do a double knot. Now it's up to you if you want to leave these. I'll just cut here. If you want to make a little like a bow, or just like them hanging, or add some charms, but for me I'll just cut like that. I'll spread them out. I'll cut even more perhaps, like this. Yeah, that's right. So that was it. Let's do it again with the middle signature. Again, because I'm doing this double thread, I'll count 6 lengths instead of 3. Sure the right way up. Holes lined up. Push. We go through the middle. Top center one, and here. Put that to one side, and you go all the way down the middle. Just hold that there the middle thread. I'll just cut that off. And you do a double knot. So, that wasn't that hard, was it? Let's see what it looks like. Yep, looks good. Alright, one more left to do. Journal is now bound together. We have 3 signatures. Signature covers in 8 pages, so 9 pages in each signature. I think it looks really nice, and now it's ready to be decorated. That is the fun part, which I'm going to leave for my next video. Until then, thanks so much for watching, and I see you soon. Bye!